Thank you very much for coming. I'm really grateful that Avita was a business that I started together with Miss Lee in the pioneering years since 2007. And today, I have a network that spans around the world, and that offers me the opportunity to have the kind of time freedom and also the financial abundance for me to do the things that I enjoy really passionately doing. And I'm also a social entrepreneur. I work with children in India, in Africa, and also here in Thailand, up north in Chiang Rai, working with the Hill tribe children. To begin with, let me share with you one Chinese saying, 生老病死人之常态. What it says is that in the Chinese old saying, all human goes through these 4 stages of life. First, we are born, which is like that. Eventually, we die, which is also like that. But in between, we grow old, and then we get sick, and then we die. Well, we are unable to control when we are born and when we die. But we can control the quality of growing old, and in fact, to minimize getting sick. How will you like that? How shall we enjoy born, grow old, and then die? Yeah, without the sickness. So that is really the vision of not only our brand, but many, many people around the world today. So the question is, how do we get there? How do we achieve this? This is a very important topic that we would like to talk about today. This very important statistic that most of us may not be aware of. 1800 is a long time ago. The average lifespan is only 31 years old. Now let's don't look at so long ago. 1800 is a bit difficult, yeah? But just 100 years ago, in other words, is our grandparents. Can imagine that? 100 years ago, somewhere between Spanish flu and World War II. The average lifespan is only 50 years old, which means just 1 century ago, growing old is not a concept in most people's mind. Because by the time you are 50, you are considered very old and then you die. So there are not many old people sickness at that point in time. Then you see the graph is continuously climbing up. Regardless of pandemic, Spanish flu killed a lot of people, and then it recovered, continue climbing up. World War II killed a lot of people, bounced back up, continue growing up. But when we had COVID, it was a worldwide pandemic, but it didn't kill a lot of people. It's just a small dip and then it continued growing up again. That explains advancement in medical technology, advancement in nutrition, okay, reduction of poverty, and everybody is getting more choices and richer. And this is where the graph is coming up. Now, Thailand. Do you know that today lifespan is close to 80 years old? The graph will continue to climb. Over the next 20, 30 years, it will reach 100. Singapore is already 85. Regardless, including the poorest nation in the world in the African continent. All the African countries are above 50 years already. 60. Some are climbing up, nearing the 70. So the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, we're going to see a boom in the population of old people. Today we are young. 20, 30 years later, we will be among the statistics. So let's look at this. In Asia, senior aged 60 years and older, today is about 700 million. But by 2050 is not very far away, it's only 26 years away, right? It's going to be almost double to 1.3 billion. And that creates a different kind of social, health, wellness, calamity, crisis, problem, which means there is an opportunity if we can find a solution, and if we have a solution today and going forward into the near future. So let's look at this. This is about lifespan and health span, which is about reducing the sickness. Okay, the intensity of sickness is one thing, the length of sickness is the other factor. So how many of you are at this end, or how many of you are at this end? But many people are somewhere here, right? I don't have a big serious illness or disease yet, but I know I'm not quite healthy. So this is what we call the make-believe healthy people, right? But actually just waiting for something to happen. So Celergen is where it comes in, and Avita is where we play a role in this silent before the storm kind of scenario. So let me introduce the company first. This Celergen was brought to you by Avita. Okay, our company Avita was founded by Miss Lee in 2007, but Celergen was launched in 2009. Now, Avita is a member-based organization, so it's a network that spans all around the world, and we use a network marketing business model to distribute Celergen. And over the 17 years, we have expanded from Singapore to many countries across Asia, consisting 10 countries. And we are very happy and excited that finally we are expanding into Thailand. They say that if you want to assess and evaluate a company, the best way is to evaluate the person who founded, because it's a philosophy and a vision that drives the company for going forward. There are a few phrases and a few concepts that she has always been expounding that is driven deep into every one of our heart. Okay, she always say, life is a gift, never take it for granted. Do you believe that life is a gift? How do you handle a gift? You cherish it? Oh, you have a car, and then you cherish it, right? You send it for maintenance, a little scratch, you send to the repair shop and get it repaired, right? But in this business, I've seen many people who can afford really to look after your body, but they don't look after it. They say that, oh, my brother-in-law is a doctor, my cousin is a surgeon. Okay, if anything wrong, they will fix me up. That is not the way for you to treat a gift. The way to treat a gift is before anything comes. That's why it's about minimizing sickness. Anti-aging can be seen as just cosmetic, looking beautiful. But anti-aging, a bigger meaning behind anti-aging is to minimize sickness. In fact, if you can prevent it altogether, that will be the best. And Miss Lee also say one more thing. He says that 生命的长短我们不能控制，可是生命的价值我们可以创造。What it says is that we can't control the length of our life, isn't it? But within whatever length, however long, however short, you can determine what kind of values you want to create. And she is creating the value that touches all of us, touches all our life. And we can come in and right on this platform, actually co-create the kind of values that mean something to you and mean something for a lot of people that you love. So this is really the philosophy, the idea behind this company called Avita. So Avita Network has spanned over 10 countries. Okay, from Singapore, we went to Malaysia, and then we opened up our office in Taiwan, followed by Japan, and then Australia, and then the Philippines. And the baby market for Avita is Cambodia. Is there a country that's missing here, you think? What is it?
Thailand.
Oh, Thailand. Yeah. So, welcome to Thailand. All right, let's talk about Thailand. If you look at the statistic, you realize that Thailand is actually a very exciting market because it's a very mature market in the nutrition and supplements market. 66% of Thai people take nutritional supplement every day for their health. In other words, they have already been educated. 66%. Thai population is 71 million. And 66% means close to 47 million people are taking supplement on a daily basis. 47 million. Singapore is 5.5 million. So 47 million is like 9 Singapore population added up together taking Celergen on a daily basis. Wow, isn't it exciting?
Yes.
That's a big market. It's just that most of them or all of them have not known about Avita. They have not known about Celergen. And this is where we are going to make a difference. Since 47 million people are already taking supplement, we are giving them a chance to say that, hey, look, now you have an option. It's a darn better option than many other supplements in the market. And that is going to make a difference to 47 million people. Every single one of us here is connected. It's no longer just a 71 million population market. We are looking at the world. Agree? The world. And how big is this market in the world? The wellness economy in the world is not million, it's not even billion, it's 7 trillion. How many zero? Sir, how many zero? I lost count. Okay? Frankly, 71 million you can imagine because that's the population of Thailand, right? But the moment you come to trillion, a bit difficult, right? Not everybody takes supplement every day, but everybody has something with you here every day, 24/7. What is that? Handphone. Agree? Every one of it. Can you show me? Let's do a market survey of how big is this market. Let me help you understand what is 7 trillion. Okay, so you have an idea. Everybody has a handphone? I think you have 2. I think some maybe have 3. So, make a guess. How big is the handphone market? Bigger or smaller than 7 trillion? Nope. What do you say?
In Thailand or in the world?
No, the world, the whole world.
I think almost the same.
Almost the same? Okay, equal yourself, sir?
Bigger.
Bigger, how much bigger? 7, 8, 9, 14 or whatever?
At least twice.
Twice, 14 trillion. Wow, very smart. How about the beautiful lady behind? Yeah. 20 trillion. How about Carol? Double, yeah. All are very smart. You all make very, very good guess, but all wrong. Based on statistics, if you look at it, smartphone market is only 0.79, 1/10 of the $7 trillion economy. And everybody talk about artificial intelligence now. And you look at AI market is only 0.74 trillion. So both this humongous market is only 1/10, 0.1 of the 7 trillion wellness economy. That is how big the wellness economy is. There's a wise old saying that say, right, when the tide is rising, what do? Fight the tide? No, you can't fight the tide. You ride it to rise to a higher level. And that is a smart thing to do. This defines the sunrise industry and the sunset industry. Some industries are once upon a time booming, is now declining. But there are industry that is on the way up, but very slowly and very invisibly. I hope that by the end of my talk, you get an awakening about what is to come, and what is to come huge. It's going to be a tidal wave that is going to sweep all of us, whether you are young or you are not so young. If you are old, you worry about different things. You worry about your health, and you do not want to get sick. You do not want to become a burden to your children who are smaller in number now. And if you are younger, you want to make sure that you ride on an industry that is booming, that is going to boom big time, so that you start early. You do not awaken to the opportunity too late. Then you miss the train. And recently I gave this talk in Cambodia. And the Cambodian people are excited because the Cambodian people see themselves as a gateway to the whole of Indochina. Cambodia is only 16 million, nowhere compared to Thailand. 71 million is a huge country. 16 million is a very small country. But the Cambodian people say, I can do this business, and I ride this market, and I bring it to the 240 million market in Indochina. And that is foresight. Let's take a look at Avita. Avita is a player, is going to be an important player in the $7 trillion wellness economy. And for today, I'm not going to talk about all the other products. I just want to focus on one product that we already have gotten the Thai FDA certifications, and we are going to make it in a big way into the Thai market, and that is Celergen. So just now in the movie, more or less I've gone through some of the benefits and the summary of the benefits of Celergen. Now, first and foremost, it is called the Rolls Royce of supplement. How many of us own a few Rolls Royces at home? No? Yeah. You wish, right? Carol, you wish, right? But if you can own the Rolls Royce of supplement, will you love it? You have a choice. Yeah, you have a choice. You sell one of your Rolls Royces, you can have Celergen for your whole family for 3 generations. Yeah. Okay, and that is what Miss Lee has made it possible for Celergen to be affordable and make a difference in millions and millions of lives around this world. Now, let me kind of guide you on why is Celergen called Celergen, and why is it called a cellular therapy supplementation. Okay? Now, to understand what is cellular supplement, you must understand cells. Now, do you know how many cells you have in your body? 100 trillion cells in your body. You have all kinds of cells. You have the blood is because of blood cells. You have strong immunity is because you have immune cells. And then you have your cells that make up your bones. And then you have the cells that make up your heart, your liver cell, your kidney cell, your brain cell, etc., your nerve cell, etc., right? Now, you have diseases come in many, many names. All kinds of diseases, as it comes back down to only one disease. Some cells are not working properly, agree? So if you have kidney failure, it's because some of your kidney cells are not working. If you have blood disorder, it's because some of your blood cells are functioning poorly. If you have your brain disorder, it's because some nerve cells are suffering. Okay? So why do cells get sick? At the end of the day, your body gets sick. It comes down to some cells in your body are not so well. So cells get sick. Why? Because of two main problems. One is they get poisoned, right? Toxicity. And the other reason is deficiency. In other words, they're not getting enough nourishment. So you see, cells are like human, right? If you get poison, and how you get poison? If I put you in the slum, in the dirty environment, in 1 week, you're going to get disease. You agree? Or the other way is I starve you. I do not give you enough nourishment. And in time to come, you're going to get sick as well. So cells require a good way to prevent being toxicified. The other one is you want to nourish it. Now, how does cells get poisoned? If you look at it, you've got free radicals all around. And today, we have pollution of all kinds. Okay, you have pollutions from your food, your water, your air. How about Wi-Fi, radiations? Right? Every one of us live in this box that is surrounded by all kinds of appliances. We get radiated. Little, yes, but we get radiated. But for years, something comes up. Free radicals are the ones that will attack our body, and specifically it attacks our cells. And the free radical, when it gets through and it damages the cell membranes, we're in big trouble. It gets in, it damages the DNA, and then it will result in some kind of cellular mutation which will result in cancer. So when there are lots of free radicals, we need to counter them. If not, it's a little bit like rusting. Your body is like rusting from the inside out, and that is terrible. And this is a slow process. It's not something that you get overnight, but it's a slow process. And that is why the sickness period of many people in Singapore is one of the advanced, so-called fairly advanced society. We have good medical care and all that. But a few years ago, the Ministry of Health published a report. And this report was a weakening call for many people, including the government. Singapore lifespan is growing longer, but the sick span is also getting longer. And that's terrible, because it becomes a social problem. It becomes an economic problem. It becomes caregiver problem. And recently, Singapore is now building another 2 general hospitals. Singapore government has money. And I was having lunch with a senior level medical healthcare management guy in Singapore recently. And he says that, you know, Alvin, I'm scratching my head also. We have the money to build the hardware. But where are we going to get the software, the humanware? You can build the best hospital, buy the best equipment, but somebody got to operate that, right? You need nurses, right? Currently, nurses are in shortage. Even though we are paying a lot of money, we are not able to get enough. And Philippines, for example, is now curtailing the outflow of nurses, because Philippines yourself are not enough of nurses already. So this is a serious issue. So if you can capture this and in your mind and you understand the trend, then you can write this to a bigger way forward. So how do we solve this? So that's where Celergen comes in. Celergen basically do 3 very important things for all of us here. Whether you are young, you are not so young, these 3 are very crucial. Number 1, it protects the healthy cells. Remember, we are bombarded by all kinds of free radicals. Celergen is a super antioxidant supplement. It can counteract and neutralize all the free radicals that is in your body. So if you can neutralize it, you protect the healthy cells, so they're not allowing the healthy cells to become sick. That's number 1. Number 2, for those cells that are already suffering some kind of damage, okay, not so healthy, the liver cell is supposed to do the liver work, but it's not able to do it. Maybe it's only doing it at 70%, and it's degrading to 40%, degrading to 30%, and then becomes sick, right? So what can you do with that? You want to nourish it. You want to give it the right building blocks in the very small peptides, amino acids, and all the proteins that allow the cell to actually rebuild itself from damaged cells to less damage and lesser damage, and then gradually become healthy cells. Number 3, now cells are like human. All the cells in your body have got lifespan. Some are only a few days old and then they die and then they grow into baby cells again. Some are very long, like your knee, your cartilage and all that has a long lifespan. Your bone has a longer lifespan. So what is important is when the cells eventually die and grow new baby cell, the question is, are your baby cell healthier than the papa cell? Is it important? We call it the renewal process. So in short, if you look at cell therapy 1, 2, 3, this is what it means. Now, don't kid yourself. Everybody, whether it's Celergen or no Celergen, every one of us will grow old. Yeah, every one of us go. We are all aging. But when you are aging, what you do not want to get is degeneration to be too quick. Okay, we are all going to degenerate to some point. When you are very, very old, you will die. Yeah? But what you do not want is degeneration only and no regeneration. So it is always a race between regeneration and degeneration. So if you can regenerate more, then you slow down your degeneration. And that is the science behind Celergen. These are the 3-step process. The moment you take Celergen, it gets to work inside your body environment. First, it gets into intercept and prevent any further damage. Second, for those damage, it starts to go into repair and maintenance mode. And lastly, it gets into a rebuilding and regenerative mode. Now, this is the 1, 2, 3 of what Celergen does. Now, I can give you more data and whatever not, but what is important, does it work? I can say all these beautiful theory, yeah? Question, does it work? You want to know whether it works or not? Let me share with you some real story. Let's look at Lady A and Lady B. I want you to guess, Lady A and Lady B, how old do you think they are?
Lady B, 40 plus.
40 plus?
Yeah.
Lady A? 60. 60 plus. Okay. How about the lady there? Both are 60 plus. Okay. Sir? 50, 60 then. No, 50, 40 you mean. Okay. All are wonderful guesses. Again, all wrong. Lady A is 57. This was taken 2013, yeah? This is 11 years ago. Lady B, at that point in time, 76. 76. Oh, your eyes so big. Okay, so this is Mrs. Yeo, a very, very good friend of our dear CEO, Miss Lee. So from day 1, 2009, 23rd of May, Celergen was born. She started taking Celergen. This lady doesn't know anything about Celergen. Okay, but after that day, she started taking it 4 months later. This is her, 4 months later. Do you see a little bit of difference? Does she look a bit younger? Actually, more important is she looks healthier, I think. Yeah? So this is the power of Celergen. Now, let's look at Lady B now. So every now and then when she comes to the office, I take picture with her. Okay? So this was in 2022. 2023? And 2024. She looks like frozen, yeah? This is good. Mrs. Yeo today is still driving around by herself. She's healthy, she's active, she's mobile. And that is really what we want, right? Regardless of whatever age you are, and especially you are now coming to 80 plus. Very important. Now, let's now turn back to Lady A. So Lady A actually experienced good result, right? She decided to give it to her mother. So her mother was 88-year-old at that point in time. But importantly, it's 2 years later. If you look at her mother, it's the same pair of spectacles, but I think a whole new life force from inside her. And that is the effect of Celergen. Yeah? Yeah? Okay, so how will it change your life? How will it change your parents' life if they're still alive? Right? Okay, these are my parents, my mom and my father. So my father is 87. He's been on Celergen for the last 13 years, okay? And he's been enjoying it. Just now, after lunch, I received a video from my wife. Yeah. 87. He takes a walk every morning for 1 hour. Okay, of course now with the helper. Okay, holding hand like, you know, my mother always say he has a new girlfriend now. He goes for a walk and he's happy, he's mobile. Now, but I tell you, my father knows he's not young anymore. Okay, he always joked with us, says that, you know, my time is up soon. But this is what I mean, and I really meant it. To be born, to grow old, enjoy, grow old, mobile, grow old, can still do exercise, grow old, can still laugh, and know that you're going to die soon, but you still be enjoying, and then when time to go, you just go. Don't have all the tubes and everything, and be sick, wheelchair bound, and you need 3 caregivers, you know. When you are sick, it's very expensive. Expensive because it's emotionally expensive, it's financially expensive. Agree? Everywhere on planet Earth. And this is the quality of life that we are talking about. Okay? So why is Celergen effective? I give you 3 reasons. Okay, number 1 is because it is a Swiss formulation. It is a synergistic blended formula of very, very precious ingredient and powerfully blended. Now you know what I mean by synergistic formulation when I tell you this. I can give you the same ingredient for cooking a pad thai, and I give it to a chef, a famous chef, the same ingredient. Do you think you can cook the same thing? No way. But it's the same ingredient. But he knows how to blend it in a way which one comes first and which one comes second, and to get you the best pad thai. So that is the idea behind a synergistically blended formulation, and the Swiss are the world best at doing this. This is number 1. Second, it has got to do with the ingredient. Now you can blend the ingredient, but if it's a substandard ingredient, you're not going to get the effect. Agree? You want the best efficacy, you must be able to blend the best ingredient. Now this Celergen is about cellular therapy. So what is really important, you need to harvest the ingredient from the fish. In this case, is marine ocean fish, is a raw ingredient. You've got to make sure that firstly, the fishes are of premium grade. And all the fishes are harvested from the deep sea marine ocean, safe ocean off the coast of France, firstly. And every fish is stamped certificate by the French government to make sure it's a high quality. And then it's shipped over to Switzerland. And the Switzerland use a proprietary co-extraction technology. Most of the ingredient that we get from plant or from raw material, we use heat. Because using heat is a cheaper way and more efficient way of extracting. But when you are dealing with DNA stuff, these are all biological active ingredients. If you use heat, things like amino acids, protein, you know protein, right? If you use heat, your egg will become white, right? So you will change the structure of it. The raw material are the most powerful because it preserves the life force of the original life, yeah? So co-extraction technology is more expensive, but it's absolutely necessary to ensure that Celergen gives you the best of efficacy. Now, number 3 reason is about delivery mechanism. Now, you have the best of bioactive ingredient that's in there, but it must enter into your bloodstream, isn't it? So that your body, your cells are able to utilize it. And this is the enteric coating technology. Celergen is encapsulated in this coating that you will protect the ingredient that's in there, which are all pre-digested. In other words, they're ready for your body to absorb directly into your bloodstream. So you see, the best way to deliver anything, right, is actually through injection, isn't it? Because when you inject, it goes direct into your bloodstream. But if you inject, every day you inject yourself, nobody like, right? But if you swallow a capsule, it's easy, right? So it's convenient. But when you swallow the capsule and it gets into your stomach, it's all acidic. The acidic will actually destroy your bioactive ingredient. So what enteric coating does is that it protects the ingredient inside and it does not break in your stomach. Only when you enter into your small intestine, the pH change from highly acidic into slightly alkaline, and that is when the enteric coating is designed to dissolve and release all the ingredient, and it gets absorbed directly through the intestine into your bloodstream. And that is why Celergen is so effective. Now, what is very important is to ensure that all this are delivered in reality. And that is how we ensure that we have the best of certifications. Certification from France, raw material. Certifications by CGMP factory and all that through the manufacturing process. Certification by the Swiss authority after the product has been manufactured. You make sure that the efficacy, the safety, the reliability are all well tested and certified. And importantly, because Celergen helps with our cells, when your cells are rejuvenated, suddenly you realize that when you play the golf, oh, it can go further. When James go for a run, it can run further. When you go for a swim, you can swim faster. So if you are an athlete, you are a sportsman, you are worried. You do not know whether there's some kind of stimulant or some kind of performance enhancement kind of chemical that's in there. So we send it to the BSCG, Banned Substances Control Group. This is a world anti-doping body, and making sure that it is certified drug-free. That means there's no drug, there's no banned substances inside Celergen. It is all natural in stimulating your body cells to regenerate and rejuvenate itself. So we have got all this. Now, when your cells are being enhanced, do you all know that we all have cancer cells in our body? Aren't you worried? What will happen to the cancer cell? Well, we asked ourselves the question in our early years as well. So CEO actually commissioned a few very important studies. Okay, this study is not in Switzerland, not by the manufacturer, but by some other authority. Okay, this is done over in Italy. Now, all this, you can find it on the web because they are all published in the medical journal as well. Okay, so if you are keen, you let us know, I'll tell you where to look for it. I'll just pick out one. This was a study of Celergen on human liver cancer cell. Now we all know liver cancer and pancreatic cancer are the most difficult to treat. Okay, Steve Jobs, multi-billionaire, one of the richest men on earth, he also can't do anything. So let's look at it. What is the effect of Celergen on human liver cancer cell? Number one, if you look at this chart here, it says that Celergen decreases activity of oncogene. Now, big word, but onco means what? Oncologist means the study of cancer. Yeah. So oncogene are those genes that has a propensity to activate cancer in our body. So in this particular case here is a CMYC gene, and CMYC gene, if the activity is high, is bad news. Yeah, it is a precursor to breast cancer, lung cancer, and many other forms of cancer. Yeah. So if CMYC gene, the activity is being reduced as a result of Celergen taking, is it good news or not? Mighty good news. Yeah, so long-term wise, it is a prevention mechanism, right? Now, second one, on the up there, it says it reduces the proliferation. Big word again, what it means is the spread of cancer, yeah? So you do not want any form of cancer to spread. If you can contain it, if you can reduce the spread by 73%, mighty good news. And third, it says here, 25 to 30% of cancer cells undergo another big word, but what it means is, it is natural cancer death. In other words, is cancer cells are those cells that somehow forget to die. So when the cancer cell can be reminded that it's time to go, please die, then it's good news. Natural cancer cell death. So this is the reason why Amy Chong, one of my early customers, she started taking Celergen the moment she discovered she has a very aggressive form of breast cancer. She was a teacher in Kuching, East Malaysia, and she started taking Celergen the moment after her mastectomy. She started on a chemotherapy. We had 14 months of high chemo dosage treatment plus radio treatment. She took Celergen 1 a day on a regular basis, and it has helped her tremendously. She was pronounced cancer-free on the 25th of November 2014. She came to the office and celebrated with all of us. And that's her son, and we enjoy a celebration. She showed me this. She said, Alvin, look. Doctors say my fingernails are pink. I didn't quite understood it also until she told me that most of the cancer patients are actually blackish, the fingernails. And her doctor said to her, how I wish all my other patients are just like you. Look at your nail. You don't look like a cancer patient. Apart from the hair dropped because of the chemotherapy. Apart from that, she walked and she continued work, and she was like a normal person. Until today, she's a lifelong customer of Celergen. The important thing is to prevent cancer from relapse. Very, very important, 2022, you look at her, she's like, frozen in age as well. Looking beautiful is one thing, making sure that you're healthy is more important. You notice that I've given quite a few examples of older people. Now I want to emphasize one point. If your car is very, very old, it's more expensive and more difficult to turn around. Agree? So if Celergen are able to help all the earlier example of the older folks' cells to regenerate and reactivate, including even cancer patients, hey, it works for everybody because it will work even better for younger people, right? So this is Anapat. Anapat is 43 years old and he's from Thailand.
สวัสดีครับผมอนันต์ สุวรรณจุลีครับปัจจุบันผมอายุ 43 เป็นพนักงานบริษัทประกันแห่งหนึ่งนะฮะเมื่อประมาณ 2 ปีที่แล้วเพื่อนผมได้แนะนำผลิตภัณฑ์ Celergen ก็จริงแล้วก็คิดว่าน่าสนใจดีคือผมเป็นค่อนข้างใส่ใจเรื่องพวกสุขภาพวิตามินการออกกำลังกายนะฮะปกติผมก็เป็นออกกำลังกายประมาณ 2 ครั้งต่ออาทิตย์แล้วบวกกับโยคะด้วยซึ่งหลังจากที่ทาน Celergen ไปนะครับก็รู้สึกว่าออกกำลังกายได้นานขึ้นแล้วก็ทั้งที่ผมแบบเป็นคนที่ทำ fasting ก็คือว่าแบบออกกำลังกายโดยที่ไม่ได้มีอาหารไม่ได้ทานอาหารก่อนนะฮะก็รู้สึกว่าออกกำลังกายได้มี energy มากขึ้นแล้วก็เรื่องของการนอนปกติผมเป็นคนที่มีปัญหาเรื่องการนอนแบบตื่นกลางดึกบ้างตื่นมาแล้วก็ไม่รู้สึก refresh เท่าไหร่แต่ช่วงเวลาที่ทาน Celergen ก็รู้สึกว่าหลับดีขึ้นอย่างชัดเจนอันนี้คือเรียกว่าเป็นผลลัพธ์ที่ผมได้เห็นและได้รู้สึกชัดๆเลยแต่หลังจากที่ได้ทาน Celergen ไปครับ
So Anapat is actually apologized that he couldn't join us today. He's overseas at the moment now, so he was very nice that he recorded this just 2 days ago, just so that he can share with you. So he is one of the young, is it 43 years old, peak of his career, but he says that by the time he reached about 38 years old, he started to feel a decline. So you're looking for a solution. And thankfully, he was recommended to Celergen by Malcolm. And then he has been taking Celergen since then until now. So we have all kinds of people. They are not unhealthy. They are not sick, but they want to maintain at the peak of their career. And then you have people who are not well, right? This is a lady who was downtrodden with stroke. And then thankfully, because of Celergen, it helped her to recover much faster, and today she is able to move around and mobile and able to work as well. And then you have doctors. Up there is another Filipino doctor, a very famous sports orthopedic surgeon, and he specializes in helping athletes, professional sportsmen in Philippines to recover from their sports injury using Celergen as well. Mentioning about doctor, in fact today here we have one of the most famous plastic surgeon in the whole of Philippines who happened to travel all the way from the Philippines to Bangkok with us today, and that's none other than Dr. Lucero. How has he actually helped thousands of patients in the Philippines? Dr. Lucero, please.
I'm already 78 years old. I still hold clinic in Manila. I still see patients, and I still go to the operating room doing the faces of women who like anti-aging, they call it. They like to look younger by surgery. by injections. At some point in time, I recommended to them Celergen because they were asking me, why do you look like that? Why can you still work at that age? I said, I take Celergen every day. They started the Celergen at least maybe about a week before the surgery, or maybe right after the surgery, and they noticed that their wounds are healing faster. I always tell other people, other doctors, that I don't have bruising in my surgery, or hardly, very little bruising on the face when I do surgery. I'm sure you're familiar with people, your friends, who had gone to surgery, and they're all black and blue. With less bruising, they have faster healing, and they feel better within 1 to 2 weeks, and they can go back to work. So because of that, and because of the difference that I see and experience, comparing it with their friends who had the same surgery, they continue to take the Celergen. Yeah, they become lifelong customers. They continue to buy. They buy for their family. They buy for their parents, their relatives, and so on. It's a supplement that I think is really properly and aptly should be called the Rolls-Royce of supplements.
This is a husband and wife team.
My name is Tina. So when we saw that by taking Celergen, you have some visible facial rejuvenation. There's something going on inside. There's that glow. Then when we did it for ourselves and we shared that information to our clients, who are mostly CEOs and businessmen. Why? Because these people are the ones conscious about looking good. Because you need to look good to be in the workplace. To close a sale, you need to look good. So our patients really were like a healthy options. They come to us for supplements to prolong their productive years. To continue to be able to do what they like to do. You can plan how you want to age. Since we are in the CEO market, I embrace preventive medicine, and I also enjoyed serving our patients until it eventually became a business or
A wellness business.
Service business. It's actually a service business because I serve them to be able to have something good, to be able to prolong doing what they like to do. Because like them, I also like to continue living and doing what they like to do. Like Dr. Lucero doesn't want to be anything else but a plastic surgeon. So he likes to prolong those productive years. Okay, so thank you.
And what is important is to realize that Avita is a business opportunity. And just before this talk, we are having a little chat with Nook here, okay, who talk about business innovation, right, Nook? Transforming the old way of logistics into the new way, which is a platform-based. In the same way, we are also transforming the old way of traditional retail, whereby we run shops and we hire sales girls, and now we're going to have a distribution through a franchise, through a network model. Okay, so we offer a global distribution opportunity for every single individual. At the moment now, we are into 10 countries. When you join Avita as a member, you are also joining as a distributor. It's the same membership. It depends on your role that you see yourself. You can join us as a consumer and stay forever as a consumer. But if you wish to, you can turn on the function as a distributor, and immediately you have the support from the company. See, the company put in a lot of effort, and all this, I call it corporate burden. Okay, I call it corporate burden because if I'm going to start a business, if I'm going to find a product, I'm going to develop it, R&D it, and manufacture it, and get all the certifications and all, hire a lot of people. To me, having been in a corporate sector myself, I do not want all this corporate burden. Okay, so I'm very thankful that we have Miss Lee here who took up all this corporate burden, okay, taking care of all the R&D, manufacturing, logistics, import, export, licensing, and a lot of effort have gone in to get the Thai FDA for Celergen as well. Okay, and commission payout is in multi-country currency, and companies set up all these stock centers in the various countries to support us as a distributor. Now when you join, you're not alone like this. Above you, you have your upline who are going to be your mentor, who are going to be your coach. They've been there, done that. They're now going to coach you to help you to establish success in your business. How do you define success in whatever you do? As a distributor in Avita, there are only two things that you do. Number one, exactly like what Tinette said, she looks for good customers who became lifelong customer. Now, if you have customer, you want to make sure that you have a product that is not one-off. The chair that you're sitting on is a one-off purchase, isn't it? Right? You're not going to buy a chair every month, are you? But if you have a product that is consumable, you're going to have a consumption-based repeat income. Now, having good consumer is one thing. The opportunity behind Avita, the major one is in the second part. The second thing that you do. The second thing is you talent hunt good people. They are distributors just like you. And that is the most exciting thing of the 17 years I've been with Avita. Developing distributors and developing them not just as a consumer, but as a distributor who will do how many things? Two. So they are also doing the two same thing. They have their friends who would need Celergen as consumption. They will also know of a few good people who will then be able to build a sustainable business under them. Now, everyone here is not employee, employer of each other. It is more like a network. Okay, it's very much like a franchise. How do you like to be the master franchisor of McDonald's? Yes? Yeah, master franchisor of Starbucks. Now, you have the opportunity to be the master franchisor of Avita, because everybody is a master franchisor. So if you look at this here, you can see some of these phases here. We have Diamond President Kwok Siu Ling with us today, but all the others and many, many others are now conducting a training, a business distributor training in Singapore for a large group of people. Right? So this is how we do it. Now, when we have a group of people all working together, not reporting to you, but working with you, you have an exciting thing called leverage. Leverage is the magic for all franchise business. And leverage is the magic for the Avita business as well. Because with leverage, you are like a little bit like a holding company with many subsidiaries under you. And each subsidiary have their own CEO. They are brilliant, they are self-motivated, they are running their own show with or without you. Even today, I'm in this world or I'm not in this world, my Avita business will continue to thrive. And that is a beauty. That is where you'll get multiple sources of income. And importantly for many of us, you get a multiplier time effect. In other words, it's no longer you servicing customer one after another. It's about you running an enterprise, leading, managing, directing, inspiring, leading a network enterprise across the whole wide world. And that is what the Avita opportunity offers all of us today. Okay, of course, starting with Bangkok and then the rest of Thailand, and after that, go beyond Thailand border to capture the $7 trillion wellness economy out there. So every one of us, when we join, we are VIP members. From VIP all the way to Gold Associate, these are consumer rank. The first three rank are consumer rank. The more you buy, the more discount you get. So it's a little bit like your Kris flyer, right? The more you fly, you get higher, and then you get more benefits along the way, yeah? But I told you, it's a franchise business. So when you become a distributor, it's the last four rank. So Platinum Director all the way to Crown Ambassador, these are the distributor rank. Okay, loosely put, your Platinum Director is a little bit like your national wholesaler. But when you get upgraded to Diamond President, you are a little bit like regional CEO, okay? And by the time you get up to a Pearl Ambassador, you are like an Asia-wide owner of an organization. So most of us got started as a Gold Associate. This is a business startup position. Okay, for those of you who want to understand the business, then you can meet up with us and it'll be easier to discuss one-on-one rather than in a big setting like this, yeah? First business goal is to get up to become a Platinum Director. Immediately upon Platinum Directorship, you start to earn double of what you get as a goal. After that, you start building your network to the point that your network will run on an auto basis. Okay, your network will run auto basis provided you have enough leaders who are like independent CEO that are running their own show. And that is the most fulfilling part of our journey. So you may say that I've never done business before, I've never run a network business before. That's precisely why Avita has differentiated ourselves from many others. We run an experiential MBA program, and right now, like I say, some of my leaders are back in Singapore, and that picture up there is taken just during lunchtime. So right now, there's a big group of them attending a talk by some of the diamond presidents who are more experienced, passing on. It's like an apprentice system, training, passing on the experiences and the knowledge and the know-how to all the others, and all the others, many of them will then grow. One day they will become the trainer who will be giving talks in different parts of the country. Right now also in the Philippines office, we have Dr. Grace who is giving a talk. Okay, tomorrow we have Daphne who is giving a talk in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. So we have a lot of things, multiple things happening all together. How would you like all these leaders to be in your network? We train you step by step, and then we mentor you one by one, and then we have team support, which is really important because none of us is good in everything. Okay, and then we have business event that's running in different cities, and then we have a regional network that support one another, and finally Avita provide us with a business performance tracking system that's online real time, and you have got everything you need to grow as big or as small a business as you wish. Soaring Eagle is one of the most important inner transformation program that we have, because being an entrepreneur is not about mind, not about knowledge only. It's about your heart, it's about your body, it's about all connected together. So most of us attend school and get trained up here, but not many of us have undergone the kind of training that really sculpt us into a leader. So Soaring Eagle is one of the programs that we had, and recently we just completed the one in Batam. Last year was in a beautiful place in Palawan. Well, I hope that one day soon, Soaring Eagle will come to Thailand. Now this is what it is now. We should have fun as well. I always advocate a business must not be something that you grind and you work hard and then you sweat and then you know, there are a lot of business like that. Yeah, and you kind of like, you know, you get eaten up. Yeah, if the business is run like that, eventually you will run out of battery. So it's really important that we have fun as well. So this was a trip that was all paid for those who got this incentive. We went to Spain last year, and next year we're going to somewhere interesting as well. Now, and we also have a celebration. What is very important is we cheer each other on. Now, business is not about you being solo, lone ranger. It's about we working together. And when we achieve something, we all celebrate with one another. So every year we have our anniversary event, which is one of the biggest celebration event. We celebrate each other's win, promotions, winning big checks, big reward, okay, and also really you grow a bigger team. That is really the accomplishment. Yeah. So good business must make sure that you have good abundance. Agree? How many of you want to make good money? And I hope that you get this kind of wealth. This is some of the leaders that we have. We celebrated big checks in Avita, and this is not 1 year check. Yeah, this is 1 month. Okay, a single month commissions for some of the network that is very big. Right? Some of them have got network that is in the thousands, some are in the near to thousands, some are in the tens of thousands. Okay, so you realize that when your network is big, you have got this part here contributing $10, that part contribute $20, this part here contribute $500, another part contribute, you know, $4,000, whatever. It all adds up. The magic in Avita is multiple sources of income and get into a passive generation. Okay, of course there's a science and an art to it. So if you are keen, we'll be welcoming you to sign up for the experiential MBA program, and we'll share our secret with you. So lastly, I would like to say that amazing Thailand, this is the time. This is reminiscent of me standing on stage talking to a small little group in the Philippines way back in 2013. That was 10 years ago. And this year we celebrated the Philippine 10th anniversary. And in one single month, we hit a record of 24 million peso for that 1 month. Can you imagine? 10 years ago, there was no one. But from 1 to 5, 5 to 25, 25 to 50, and then it goes to 100, and then it goes to 1,000, and then it travels from Manila to different city and go beyond. Now the Philippine network has gone beyond to America, to the Middle East, to Southeast Asia, and that is exciting. So I welcome you. So Amazing Thailand this year, the catchphrase by the tourism board is the stories that never ends. Beautiful, beautiful phrase. But I say to you, every story that never ends must have a beginning, correct? Right? So I welcome you. May your Avita story begins today. Thank you very much. Kokun Kai. Kokun Kai. Thank you.